Hello, I'm so glad to be here with you today. I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you about some of my favorites. Some of these are classic Usborne, and some of them are some of our new ones that have quickly become my favorites. One of my favorites, and many of you are familiar with this, is There's a Mouse About the House. It's one of our slot books, so you take out the mouse, and as you go through each page, you put the mouse. There's also a squirrel's tail in this series. You put it through the page and follow it through an adorable little story. It's great for gross motor skills. It also, as the kids follow the dotted line, it teaches them the concept of reading from left to right, and it's super fun for the kids. Another classic that we have that many of you, I'm sure, are familiar with is the That's Not My series. That's Not My Puppy. That's Not My Cow, which is one of our newest ones. These are great for the young kids, your new babies, and your toddlers. It's great. It's got the different textures on each page for them to feel and learn. They're also learning descriptive words. It's got the same rhythm on every page, so it helps them with their language development as well. So this is a super fun series. There is a That's Not My for just about everything, kittens and mermaids and fairies and trucks and tractors and a little bit of everything. So that's something that your kids are sure to love. We've got another classic, which is our Ted and Friends. And this is great for your kids who maybe are getting ready to begin learning to read. Maybe they're going to kindergarten this year, and it's based on phonics. So as you know, that helps the kids to learn those basic reading skills, the basic phonemes. For your preschoolers, they're going to love this series because it's rhymey. And so there's a lot in there that they just enjoy reading, and they are learning those phonics skills as they go along. So Ted and Friends is definitely one of my favorites. There's also a CD inside, which is great if you're riding in the car. The kids can follow along with the story there. Also, if they have a CD player in their room. It's also illustrated by Stephen Cartwright. And any books illustrated by Stephen Cartwright have the Cartwright duck in them. So it just gives your kids another activity to do while they are inside the book, and they can look for the little duck. So that's just super fun. We have great books for infants. I've shown you a few of those, all the way through to your school-age kids. Usborne has always been known for their nonfiction, and one of my favorite nonfiction series is the Beginners series. And there's books about animals and science and space and firefighters and a little bit of everything. We've got the volcanoes, we've got the owls here. These books are great. Preschoolers like them because there's a high picture to text ratio, great images for them to look at and see, and then there's good little bites of information that they can share with people. Did you know that a scalloped hammerhead shark can get a suntan? That's a fact that me and my children learned from the Sharks Beginner's book. We also have great encyclopedias and reference books. I know these are awesome for our homeschooling families, and they really enjoy that. And they do have the internet links in here, which is a feature that Usborne actually pioneered and makes it a great, cuts down on the research time, allows the kids to reference these books, but then also go to a safe website that you can feel comfortable with your children going to learn additional information about whatever the topic is that they're learning about. So that's a great resource there. We do have chapter books for all different ages. Some of my newest favorites, these have been out for a year or two, but are Billy B. Brown and Hey Jack. These are great intro chapter books to kind of bridge your children into chapter books. That's a big jump for kids. And when you can make it so that it's not intimidating, they're going to love that. So, Hey Jack, Billy B, they are best friends. So you will see references to Billy in the Jack books and references to Jack in the Billy books. Another great one, an all-color chapter book, probably for your second, third grade level. My son loved these. He read through them pretty quickly. So then for your older kids, we've got things like Conspiracy 365. Counts down from January all the way through December, and then there's a couple of books following that. And it is his adventures through the 365 days of the year. The page numbers even count backwards, so that's a lot of fun for the kids. But great for probably 10 and up. So we do have a lot of books for the older kids as well. More for your girl market, we've got the You Choose, where they get to choose what direction the story goes in. It reaches certain places, and then they get to choose whether the character makes this decision or that decision. So that's kind of fun for them. Also great reference materials. I know that they are teaching math differently than they were when I was in school. And so things like the Illustrated Dictionary of Math, this is the Elementary Math Dictionary. These are great resources to have so that when your kids come home with homework, maybe you don't remember how to do certain things, or maybe you don't remember the terms. It's a great reference that you can go to and kind of refresh your memory and help your kids with your homework. So that is a great one. So I promised you some of my new ones that we've got that I'm super excited about. We have stroller books. So for those new babies out there, if you need a baby gift, these are great. You can attach them to the stroller with the little ring. They are board, so the kids can't hurt them if they chew on them a little bit. Don't want to encourage that, but it won't hurt it if they do. So great for the little ones in your life. Also, we have been asked for the longest time for pop-up books, and now we have Pop-Up Jungle, so I'm super excited about this one. And you'll see, look at that beautiful bird as we open that up. Your kids are just going to love this one. And look at the monkey. So super fun here. So now we have a pop-up book, so we're super excited about that. Oh, there's a tiger at the back, so you will enjoy that. One that we've had for just a little bit, but it's definitely one of my favorites, is the My Animal Worlds. This is the wild one, and with each little book, it's 9 little chunky books, and for each one of these little books, it tells you who they are, where they live, what their babies are called, what they eat, and what noise they make. And then as they get older, it actually is a matching game, because they know that they need to put that little book back in the box. So that's a great one right there. Probably for your toddlers, about 18 months and up. Muddle and Match, super fun. The kids, there's 4 different ones in this series, and the kids can change the story on every page multiple times. So you see the basic layout, and then there's a middle section, there's a bottom section, and there's a top section. So they can change those and change the story. So that's a lot of fun too. We have a couple of picture books. One of the things that Arcane Miller line does really, really well is they have great heart stories with a lot of different, a lot of good messages in them. So B is for bedtime. Great way to introduce the different letters in a sweet little bedtime story. Beautiful illustrations. B is the book with my dad. It's a winner. C for the clock that tick-tocks on the wall. D is my dog who's not sleepy at all. How many of you have a pet like that? And then one of my personal favorites that just came out is the I Love You Animally. It's going to be a great naptime story, bedtime story for kids of all ages. It uses great adverbs to describe, using the characteristics of the animals to describe how very, very much you love your children. I love you hugely like a whale. I love you shyly like a quail. I love you cleverly like a fox. How much fun is that? So thank you so much. These are just a few. We've got over 1,500 titles to choose from. So we will have the link here on the Facebook party. And please feel free to ask me any questions. Thank you again. Bye.